warm welcome to the introductory video of my online course, my online YouTube course for Comptia Tech Plus exam FCO-U71. And okay, in essence, the Comptia Tech Plus exam FCO-U71 is an introductory information technology certificate. As we see, the official guide from Cybex and from Gwending Doctor includes 12 distinct chapters. Each one is a unique chapter, and you may okay, it's advisable to read to have a top-bottom approach. That means to start from chapter 1 and go sequentially up to chapter 12. And after this, you may study the Appendix A and Appendix B. But they are silo chapters. What I mean, each chapter includes and distinct subject. So you may choose to start with database fundamentals, chapter 7, and after all, move to operating systems, after move to software applications, and then to software development, to relevant topics. After this, move to networking concepts and technologies, and then move to cloud computing and artificial intelligence. Again, two relevant concepts. After this, you may move to data continuity and computer support, chapter 12. So I would suggest you may study the material in any order you like. That means you may start from chapter 1 and go all the way up to chapter 12, or you may choose to start from database fundamentals, then move to software applications, then software development, then data continuity and computer support, and so on until you finish the whole material. So either you choose top to bottom, or you choose to study in groups relevant material. So the core hardware components, the chapter 1 is relevant to chapter 2, peripherals and connectors. Computing devices and the Internet of Things is relevant to operating systems. So if you choose to skip at first chapter 1, then you may choose to read at first chapter 3 and 4, and then go back to chapter 1 and 2. A few things. Okay, the second thing is that the Tech Plus is a vendor neutral certificate. Although it is an introductory certificate in the IT, with introductory IT concepts, it's let's say it's a certificate that introduces let's say purely. I believe I say the word correctly. It purely introduces vendor neutral IT concepts. So you will find, in essence, in an absolute way raw theory. you will not find vendor related material like you will find in Cisco certificates or in Microsoft certificates or in any other related certificates. Okay, I believe this is good from the perspective that you will start with Tech Plus. You will learn by heart the raw theory behind the particular technology topics, and after this you may choose to sit, for example, the Cisco CCST routing and switching, a certificate that will teach you again raw networking theory, but also you will have the opportunity to study vendor specific topics such as network, Cisco routers and switches configuration for the Cisco IOs. And also I believe such certificates includes vendor specific topics and vendor specific theory, let's say. So a few things about Comptia. Again, here we see the chapters of the book. Before I continue, my approach is I will read partially sub-chapters directly from the book, and at the same time I will provide the necessary explanations. Let me see something first. Okay, this is the, let me download this, you know, this is called okay, let me download the video. This is called, I believe, this thing here, this. I don't remember the exact word. Nevertheless, let's continue. I was going to say encapsulation, but it's not encapsulation. It's something else. Let's move on. So a few things, a few words about Comptia. So, okay, if you are picking up this book, it means it's likely that either you are thinking about getting into the IT industry or you are relatively new to it. Either way, you are probably getting advice from nearly everyone you meet. Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe it's true, maybe it's false. One of the common refrains you probably hear is get certified. Okay, this is good practice. With so many certifications out there, you might wonder where to start. And Comptia Tech Plus is that place. Let's move on. What is a Comptia Tech Plus certification? And Tech Plus is a certification developed by the Computing Technology Industry Association, or in short, Comptia, that exists to provide resources and education for the computer and technology community. This is the same body that developed the Comptia A Plus exam for PC technicians, Network Plus for networking experts, and Security Plus for security practitioners. Okay, let's see a few things about the Comptia history. Way back in the day, In 1995, members of the organization got together to develop a new okay, this means that in the particular year the organization, the Computing Technology Industry Association, or Comptia in short, was not in existence yet. But some organizations chose to create an independent industry association. So members of the organization got together to develop a new certification that tests skills for IT. To ensure industry-wide support, it was sponsored by many past and present IT industry leaders like these Comptia computers. So Comptia was a company that was manufacturing, let's say, laptop computers. I believe was acquired by another leader of computing of the time. So then DEC, Digital Equipment Corporation, a part of Comptia, IBM. So in DEC, I believe it was a company that was manufacturing laptop computers and power supplies for computers. Let's move on. Lotus, I believe it's a software company because there is a special software named Lotus Notes. But I don't know if Lotus is existing. Microsoft, Novell, TSS, US Robotics, US West, Wave Technologies. The Tech Plus exam was designed to test the skills of those with little to no experience in the field, but who want to show that they have a broad general understanding of core IT topics. It tests areas such as computer hardware, operating systems and applications, basic networking, security, and setting up and maintaining a computer. Okay, let's see. Okay, here is a good question. When become Tech Plus certified? Because, a possible answer, because Comptia is a well respected developer of vendor neutral industry certifications. Becoming Tech Plus certified proves that you have a base level of knowledge in the specific areas tested by the Tech Plus objectives. Again, Comptia is a well-respected developer of vendor-neutral industry certifications. So I guess here it means that in 1995 Comptia was existing as an organization, but without the authority of issuing leading IT industry certifications. And the particular year, 1995, marks the entry of Comptia in the IT certifications industry. In any ways, I'm going to pass the assessment test. Okay, let's see a question. Which of the following on your computer is considered firmware? A single answer. Okay, single answer. BIOS. Basic input output system. Why? Because if we power up the computer, either a mobile phone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop computer, the first component that that takes control of the computer after the immediate power on is BIOS, basic input output system. In essence, BIOS is a semiconductor, let's say, that includes a small program, a special set of instructions that is checking the hardware of the computer if it operates properly. And then it gives, after doing so, it gives the step to the operating system installed in the main hard disk drive of the computer. So after the BIOS, the operating system the central processing unit, the CPU, loads the processing unit, the operating system of the computer, and after this we see the magical Windows screen or Linux screen in the screen of our lovely computer. Let's move on. We're going to learn all these things in the process. I'm going to start our lovely trip from Chapter 8, Networking Concepts and Technologies. I will leave behind the assessment test, the core hardware components. Let's start with networking concepts and technologies. But at first, let me see if what's going on with the download. Oh, finished. Very nice. Okay, somehow the computer was stuck. I believe it's an old computer. It's an old NEC LaVie LL750F. Let me upload the file. Okay, let me save this. The Soviet Human Enhancement Program, declassified. You know, this one here. Uploading 0%. Let's move on. And the following Comptia Tech Plus FCO-U71, sorry, English. The following Comptia Tech Plus FCO-U71 exam objectives are covered in this chapter. From the objective 1, IT concepts and terminology, we have the sub objective 1.3, compare and contrast common units of measure. Throughput unit. What is a throughput unit? I believe throughput is, let's say we have a cable. The throughput is the amount of data passing from the one side of the cable up to the other side of the cable. So we have different throughput unit measurements. It's bits per second, which is represented by a lowercase b, lowercase p, and lowercase s, BPS. Kilobits per second, represented by a capital K and lowercase bps, K and bps. Megabits per second, which is represented by capital M and lowercase bps. Let's continue. Gigabits per second, which is represented with an uppercase G, lowercase b, and lowercase p and s. Terabytes. I believe there might be some typo here. From gigabits we have gone to terabytes. There is a mistake here. So terabits per second represented by capital T and lowercase bps. So objective 2, infrastructure. Sub-objective 2.3, compare and contrast storage types. Local network storage, we have NAS, network attached storage, file server, and cloud storage service. So it's night time, that's why I'm somehow tired. Let's continue. We are in already 20 minutes on the video. Sub-objective 2.7, compare and contrast common internet service types, fiber optic, cable, digital subscriber line or DSL in short, wireless, Ethernet service types, RF, radio frequency, satellite, radio frequencies, okay, satellite, cellular. Sub-objective 2.8, identifying basic networking concepts, basics of network communication, network identifiers such as IP address, media access control or MAC in short address, ports, basic network services, secure web browsing, file transfer, email, networking devices, modem, router, switch, access point for wireless services, firewall, networking models, client server, peer-to-peer, then local area network and wide area network. And sub-objective 2.9, explain the basic capabilities of a small wireless network, 802.11n or AC or AX. This is wireless service protocols, wireless networking protocols that provide different, that operate in different frequencies and in different speeds with different compatibility, speed considerations, interference and attenuation factors. Ortel vs newer standards, band options 2.4 GHz, 5 GHz, 6 GHz. Okay. In this video I will stop here because I'm getting tired. What about this? Okay. It seems like nearly everyone is on the internet these days. That's truth. Media used to be restricted to desktop and laptop computers, but is now accessible by small handheld devices such as smartphones and even smartwatches. This chapter is called Networking Concepts and Technologies, but it could just as easily be called Getting on the Internet. I'm starting to lose my voice, boys and girls. Now, to be fair, the chapter is about setting up a small network for your small office, home office, or so on short environment, which means it's about connecting computers to each other and not just the internet. It just happens that many of us get twitchy when we have to go more than a few hours without getting our update on what's going on in the world. You know, it's a way of life. Okay, in today's fast-paced world, is essential. Okay, essential by who? Who made it to be essential? But we have this need. We have this. Eventually, it's part of human DNA. You know, it's become part of the human DNA to every day, every single moment of the day, to have access to the internet, to have access to various types of information, to receive information for a wide band of topics. You know, I don't say it is essential for our sustainability, but I believe, especially for the urban, for people that live in urban environments, it's somehow essential. It's somehow built in our body, in our DNA, to have constant access to the internet. It's like an addiction. Okay. So that's why the author indicates here that it just happens that many of us get twitchy when we have to go more than a few hours without getting our update on what's going on in the world. Because especially the younger generations are used to, you know, the mobile phones, the social media, something that was not so broadly available back in the day, in the early 90s or in the early 2000s, you know. Let's continue, because almost we are in 30 minutes of video. To start off the chapter, I will cover network connection types and futures. If you are new to networking, this will be a good primer for you to understand the different types of connections that you can make both within a network and when connecting your network to the outside world. As part of that discussion, I will compare and contrast the different types of connections so that you can make the best decision possible for your needs. So remember, we have wired networks and wireless networks. We have LAN networks, local area networks, and wide area networks. All this we are going to see it in future videos by moving forward with a particular chapter. Remember chapter 8, networking concepts and technologies, and here are the basic sub-chapters, exploring connection. Again, here are the basic sub-chapters of chapter 8. Exploring connection types and futures, understanding network connectivity essentials, setting up a small wireless network, as promised from the book author. So again, we will see network connection types and futures. Yes. External network connections, internal network connections. Again, the book will cover network connection types and futures. Then, the second major section of this chapter will discuss key networking concepts. This includes devices to make the network function, protocols and addressing, and the basics of data transmission. And the third major section of the chapter will focus on setting up a small wireless network. First, I will show you some key steps to take in order to set up and configure the network. I will then take that base of information and dive into securing the network. All of this is designed to give you what you really want, a reliable connection to other computers and the Internet, which in essence the Internet is a very big web of interconnected computers. In any case and in any ways, this is Konstantinos. This is the introductory video of my online YouTube series for the Comptia Tech Plus FCO-U71 exam. Thank you for watching and see you on the next episode of the series, on the next video of the series, in which we are going to explore the first major section of the chapter 8 networking concepts and technologies, the section the major section titled exploring connection types and futures, this one here. Again thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Have a nice day.